Hello everyone, my name is Lera and I'm first year student of University of the People of the North. Imagine a situation that you are going to visit a foreign country, but the trouble is you don't know the language. But somehow you still have to communicate. Just don't be encouraged and don't rush to buy tickets back, because in any incomprehensible situation, elementary expressions and phrases may be replaced by gestures. However, here you need to be as careful as it possible, because the same gestures in different countries may be perceived absolutely differently. Just one awkward movement, and you'll have every chance of being beaten or punished by police. To avoid such awkward situations, today I want to tell you about the most popular gestures and their proper use. The fingers crossed. Many people are also familiar with this gesture. You are sure to use it when you are pulling a ticket or waiting for exam results, thus summoning all the powerful forces that should bring you good luck, and you can cross the index and middle fingers at the moment when you give someone a promise that you are not going to keep, well, so that later it would not be too embarrassing. If we talk about its significance, then in many countries of the West, this gesture is used to protect against all evil eye and other evil spirits, but only if it's not about Vietnam. This sign is considered very insulting there. So if you are going to show it to someone there, it's better to make sure that you can run fast and even better teleport. The Horrid Fingers. Everyone who has ever been to a concert has seen dozens of hands with such an unusual gesture. In fact, such sign is considered a symbol of unity. A person throwing a horn says, I'm here with you, and thereby express his love for something. However, you shouldn't do this in Italy, Spain, or Macedonia, especially when it comes to a male. Seeing this gesture, every male will perceive a hint that he is a failure, or worse, that his companion is cheating on him. In addition, this sign has a rather interesting story. In ancient times, this gesture was used to scare away all kinds of evil spirits. That is, the modern horn served as a defense against the evil eye, witches, and other frightening creatures. The middle finger. This is the most famous and recognizable descent gesture in the whole world, which is shown in the case when you want to get rid of the interlocutor as soon as possible, and the conversation or rudely refuse something. If you now think that I will tell you where to show this gesture and there will be nothing for you, I hasten to upset you. In fact, there is no country where this gesture would mean something good, and in Germany you can get a real fine for him. By the way, such a gesture is considered one of the oldest. It was used by the ancient Greeks and Romans. Thumbs up. I'm sure you have used this gesture more than once and you know perfectly well what it means. The familiar like is a symbol of agreement and approval. When you like something, you usually lift your thumb up, as if to say, yes, it's super. But if you don't like something, on the contrary, lower the same thumb down, thus showing your discontent. But this gesture also has a completely different meaning. For example, in Thailand, a finger raised up is a sign of condemnation. In Greece, this generally means that it is time to shut up, and in Iran such a gesture is generally considered unacceptable. Raising your thumb there is the same as showing someone the middle finger. You should not take risks if you don't want to run into trouble. The I've got your nose gesture. This gesture is also difficult to call unambiguous. if in some countries it's perceived as a symbol of rejection, then in Brazil and Portugal it's considered a completely friendly gesture. So, having gone to these countries, you can safely show this gesture to all passers-by. They will consider it a wish of good luck and good health. But in Turkey it's better not to show it, because it will mean rudeness equal to the demonstration of the middle finger. The same rule applies to France, but the most indecent meaning it has in the Arab countries. Don't even try to check what does it mean. The OK gesture. The famous gesture in the form of a circle of fingers appeared in the United States and was used to confirm that everything is fine. However, the ring of the thumb and forefinger don't always mean an excellent state of affairs. For example, in France, this gesture will greatly offend a comrade because it will tell him that he is a complete zero and generally worthless person. In Greece and Turkey, this gesture is considered unacceptable. In some countries of the Middle East, for example in Kuwait, this gesture may mean that you are an evil Mexican and can do harm, but in Japan, this sign symbolizes money. The Horrid Fingers. Everyone who has ever been to a rock concert has seen dozens of hands with such an unusual gesture. In fact, such sign is considered a symbol of unity. A person throwing a horn says, I'm here with you, and thereby express his love for something. However, you shouldn't do this in Italy, Spain, or Macedonia, especially when it comes to a male. Seeing this gesture, every male will perceive a hint that he is a failure, or worse, that his companion is cheating on him. In addition, this sign has a rather interesting story. In ancient times, this gesture was used to scare away all kinds of evil spirits. That is, the modern horn served as a defense against the evil eye, witches, and other frightening creatures. To conclude, these examples show cultural differences in terms of the interpretation of nonverbal communication. The difficulty with this exercise is that it is not a mathematical truth. It works on a case-by-case basis. Each person is different and interprets signs and gestures according to his or her culture, but also according to his or her personal experience. So the best thing to do is to stay open-minded and curious about other cultures. Others can interpret your actions differently even if you think they are normal.